He is not convenient, and he damn sure is not always available for you. A real good man has discipline, he has boundaries, and he has priorities of his own that do not shift based on her mood. And guess what? He's not bending his values just because she's upset.
That's exactly what I was
thinking. A man
thinking.
is not controlling. He creates the order. He doesn't want chaos, arguments, or drama. He wants respect, clarity, and peace.
Yeah.
And this is where women get it confused. When she's never met a mature man, she will mislabel everything. She'll call him cold because he doesn't tolerate any nonsense.
Yeah.
She'll call him selfish because he takes care of himself. And she'll call him narcissistic because he refuses to beg for approval. But that's not selfishness. That is maturity. A man who refuses to be drained, used, or manipulated. Good men do not move from insecurity. They move from conviction. They will not ever chase drama. They do not chase attention. And they sure as hell don't chase validation from women. They build, they lead, and provide structure. And here's a harsh truth. Most women aren't even ready for the responsibility that comes with being with a good man.
Right.
Because a good man isn't an emotional roller coaster. He is not unpredictable, and it's not a game. He is stable, extremely consistent, and has direction.
Right.
And for women addicted to chaos, wounded by the past relationships that they were in, or raised by dysfunction, stability feels boring until she loses it. The good man requires partnership. He requires respect, and he is stable, extremely consistent, and has direction.
Right.
And for women addicted to chaos, wounded by the past relationships that they were in, or raised by dysfunction, stability feels boring until she loses it. The good man requires partnership. He requires respect and requires a woman who is emotionally regulated, not reckless with her emotions. That's why so many men get mislabeled. It's why mature men get misunderstood. But stay solid, because good men do not bend, they build, and the right woman will rise to meet with him. Soft. He is not convenient.
There you go. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, watching Shabbat, Kwakadaj, and double honor to the elders that rule well, and salutation to them, to the apostles, and the brothers who are doing the work diligently, day and night and day, and to you sincere sisters who love Yahweh, watching Shah. Loving your husbands, respecting yourself, loving yourself, respecting your husband, loving your husband, taking care of the home, taking care of your children, doing what's necessary, learning in silence and staying in positive in all things. Now, this lady here has made some good value key points, and she's shown you the seriousness of what goes on in relationships. That's why when women is not used to those type of things, when they have those type of disruptive behavior, they act out on emotions. They're not raised right. They don't have emotional stability. They're cringing because eventually, in the beginning, it'll show, and then they can't pretend no more. It's going to act out. So, like I said, I don't tolerate nothing, man. Like I explained to this person, I say, yo, listen, man, I love me too much to lower my standards. I ain't bending myself for you or no one, and if you don't like that idea, then you gotta find someone that can do that for you. You know what I mean? She knows she messed up, so at the end of the day, you gotta respect people and respect their boundaries, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. It's especially men. You know what I'm saying? Because men go through the most on this planet. We go through the most turmoil. We got to argue with the people out here in this world. We got to battle against foolishness. We got to battle against people that have secret animosity. We got to do all these things, and it will hinder us. It says women love the idea of a good man until they meet one with boundaries. That's right. And this lady right here, man, yo, I don't know who this lady is, man, but I'm about to find her, man, start following her. You feel me? Because she's giving sensible advice for men, and telling women this is not how this is operate. You could tell she was raised right, and she see people come from that construct of behavior. They come from a mismanagement place, a lot of malice, a lot of Decatur of deceits. They come with all kind of baggages, man. You don't want that type of shit in your life, especially a person that you was raised right. You came from a family that was functional. She came from a family that's dysfunction. How that's going to work? A functional person cannot operate with dysfunctional. It's not balanced. You feel me? You need functional with another function. You need someone that's going to meet you while you're meeting them. You know what I'm saying? So you need these counterparts. You know, these women don't understand that, man. You know, you want to do whatever you want, but then you don't want to suffer the consequences when it comes. Nah, that doesn't work that way. You got to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? So as men, you got to be, like the lady said, unpredictable. You know, be unpredictable, because guess what? She don't know your next move, your next motive. So when they try to come back, they got to be very careful how they treat you and what they say to you. Because at the end of the day, man, you know, you fucked up. You did wrong. I don't care what it is. If someone lied, stole, or cheat, or manipulate, or did anything what they got to do to take what they got to take from you, you know, and you finally speak to them, they're going to try to be on their best behavior and try to act like they ain't do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't apologize and show the forth the effort of their deliverance of change. You know what I mean? So they constantly in a state of battle, of war. You understand? So they constantly gotta argue and prove something that, oh, I ain't do it. You know, that's the first thing that the people that's guilty, they do it. They say that. Not all the time, but the majority of the time, that's the case. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta make better decisions, man. You know what I'm saying? This lady right here, man, she might be a J. She understands the pain of what black people are going through, or just people in general. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, you know, a man like me and others that's living like that, we hold on, guys. Yeah, so go back to what I was saying. Don't allow yourself to be persuaded or change your boundary. Once your decision is your decision, you stick with it. You know what I mean? You let her deal with her own decision. Salakia. I'm not feeling so good, y'all. So that's what you do, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if you go back on your word, you know good. Stay on your word, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay on it, man. Punish her for a lifetime if you want to. When I say punish, I mean don't get no access. Don't never get no access until you see change. If you decide if you want to do that, and I'll advise it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Let's get a scripture real quick. Excuse me, y'all. Let's go to this is Ecclesiastes 7:26, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart snares in nets, and her hands as bands also pleasing Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Excuse me. So there you go. You know what I mean? So don't get caught up in her rhetoric. Let her go through that. She gonna be all right. She just gotta she gotta change, you know. Let me jump to the 25th verse. It says, I apply my heart, my mind to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly. Excuse me, of folly, even of foolishness and madness. So when a girl is trying to she don't know what a man is. You know what I mean? Hold on, y'all.